What's up, everyone? It's Leon here. Welcome to episode 3. Holy crap. That means there's 7 days to go before the pub is officially open. Today, we are talking about handover documents, some key personnel signings, and vinegar. Yep, malt vinegar. Trust me, it works. Hope you enjoy the episode and send us an email if you want any of the documents that we reference in the show. hello@pax.melbourne. Here comes episode 3. Remember what the hell we talked about last week. I can't believe that was still like another week. That felt like months. So yeah, I don't know how we're tracking for continuity with these episodes, but I just think, hey, whatever, we keep on going deep into the topics that a lot of people wouldn't, and this is going to be informative and useful information for anyone opening a business. So let's just keep doing that.
Yeah, well, I think the opening a business isn't formulaic as much as we'd like it to be.
Yeah.
Totally. We try and make it formulaic, but it inevitably in a week a lot can change and shift and move.
Well, I know a guy who worked in corporate for McDonald's, and you would assume that's about as formulaic as it goes. Nightmare. They're always a nightmare. Every time, every shop, it's a nightmare.
Well, it's good to know that they still make it. They find it hard.
Yeah. That was just his opinion, by the way. So McDonald's, please don't sue me for saying. Hey, so let's start at the top, man. Give us an overview of the week that was. What happened in your life of trying to get this pub open?
A lot's happened, from investor talks to doing a bit of a handover with the current owner, starting that process.
Sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah.
There might be the odd person who just like starts listening to this series from this episode.
Sure.
30-second recap. What are we doing?
We're opening a pub.
Yeah, which pub?
The Fitzroy Pinnacle.
Awesome.
In North Fitzroy.
Great. And this is the whole point of this series is to chronicle and document everything that happens in your life.
Yeah.
Related to the pub, preferably.
Yeah. Yeah, let's not get into my life. That'll get long and complicated. But yeah, and it's essentially looking at running for 8 weeks. So we are early December right now. Mm-hmm. We've already recorded 2 weeks worth of episodes. Mm-hmm. And we'll do another 5, 6 that lead us right into the opening of the pub. And hopefully this podcast can end with the pub being open with the final episode of just that we've been open for a few weeks and this is where it's at.
That'd be so nice.
Yeah.
But basically the conceptual purpose of this whole series is just to be able to give people a fly on the wall type exposure into how to open a venue.
Or how not to in some instances.
Yeah, fair.
Hopefully, well, not hopefully. There will be things that we talk about. We're like, oh, we could have done that better. And
yeah.
This has popped naturally up. Yeah, this has popped up, and we didn't anticipate that or whatever else.
I just can't wait for I shouldn't say that because we're doing this together, but I can't wait for that first week when we press record and you're just like, I don't want to fucking do this episode.
It'll probably be the week before Christmas where I'll be like, no one will answer my calls. I thought I was really prepared and now I'm going to be so behind the 8 ball. Yeah, exactly. What I'm going to do in January, I'm not going to have a holiday.
All right, so back to the overview. Tell us what happened last week.
So in the last week, sat down with the current owner and started the handover process.
Cool. Very nice of them.
Yeah, they're honestly, I can't speak highly enough. Like I've done quite a few of these handover processes with existing businesses that we go into. Yeah.
And
this has by far been the quote unquote easiest so far, where he's just been totally open.
Yeah.
He picks up his phone whenever I need
Very
to chat.
accommodating.
Really accommodating. I'll be like, hey, tomorrow can I show my builder through before you open? He's like, yep, what time do you need to be there? He's been really good. And then when we did this first handover session, I literally recorded it, voice memoed it. So I could capture everything, and he just spoke for an hour and 15 minutes.
Wow.
And off the back of that, I transcribed the notes, threw into AI, got a really bloody good checklist and information on the minutiae of running that business.
Wow.
Everything from, who they use for gas for the kegs, right through to who services their units.
What a legend.
Wastage, like all that stuff. So
it sounds like also the sort of guy that's going to, if, a couple of weeks in, if you needed to call him to ask a question, he's going to pick up that
I mean,
call.
I think it's the first thing he said. He said, I'm not leaving that neighborhood.
Yeah,
I'm
wow.
still going to be around.
Okay, cool.
He's going to go full dad mode.
Yeah.
He's got a young child.
True.
And he's just like, yeah, just call me.
That's awesome.
I'll come down.
Okay,
It's
so
fun.
handover started. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And what also great idea to do that as early as this.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people would think about that.
What's the first proper handover I've ever done with a very
Wow.
business owner? Like, I've told stories before of like taking over Bar Liberty and what a train wreck that was.
Yeah.
And basically the impossibility of getting onto people.
Yep.
So yeah, it's great to do it early. So then if there's any of those things I haven't thought of that pop up in that conversation, at least it's noted and at least it's a known.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, what next?
Investor chats.
Yeah.
So
how much have you raised? Like, obviously, don't say exactly
Individual,
the amounts that they've invested, but how far off the total cap raise are you?
We're 50% there.
50% there.
Yeah.
Great.
And I say 50% there on on our top number.
Yeah. On the best case scenario.
Yeah, but the way I've built it is like, okay, I need this amount of money to do this project, but within that budget it's workable if we get less. So I was saying this to Kate, our CFO, yesterday. I was like, it includes GST. It's like, well, we're going to get that back. So that's 20 grand worth of GST there, a bit more. I had GST on the purchase of the business. There is no GST on the purchase of the business.
Right.
And there's more fat in different areas as well. So if we raise, I was working out yesterday, if we raise about 70% of what we saying we need, we can still open.
70% of best case scenario.
Yeah.
But also in the grand scheme of things, if we raise $0,
we can still open.
We'd be opening.
Of course. Yeah, we'd just be doing less.
Exactly. And it'd just be like us pouring beers every night.
It'd be me painting.
Not
a painter.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a major thing.
That's like one
My
end of the
painting is not great, by the way.
That's about as bootstrap as it gets. And we're talking about, then there's the best case scenario. So 50% towards the best case scenario is where we're at right now. Great. And how do you feel about raising the rest?
I feel with some other things we're going to talk about in today's podcast with what's dropped this week, I'm feeling better and better about it. Yeah, cool. Because, good segue. Like we've secured our weapon chef to partner on the business and run the food program. Yeah. And then also the front of house person to lead that, which we'll get into who they are. But knowing that those are known now, and we've got the first two investors that are really great people to have around the business. Yeah. It's all heading in the right direction. So
first follower.
Yeah. So for us to then go to other investors, it's a much more known investment rather than being like, oh, I've got no investors yet. And here's the idea of what the food could look like and the front and all that sort of stuff. So, well, here are the people now. Yep. Come in and join the party. Good. Yeah, you're right. That is a good segue. So like last week when we were talking about personnel, we were talking about chef and how that was all going. Do you want to just recap that real quick, right? Like we were both really like optimistic and hanging to get Scott Eddington. Yeah. And we were like, man, so much so that we hadn't even really initiated chats with the rest of the people on that hit list. Yeah. But it was the big if was always going to be, okay, we had the first chat. It was super aligned, like crazy alignment. I think I might have said it in the podcast that before I even showed him the brief, he told me the brief. Yeah, exactly. And I was like, well, how funny was it? I don't even have to open the deck. Yeah, but even in the meeting when you were going through the deck, and then it's like, okay, and then he asked the question, like, okay, so what about, I can't remember what slide it was, but you're like, what about this? And you're like, click, and then you click to the next slide. Yeah, and it was that. The whole thing. You wanted to know. So, I mean, the alignment was massive, but our concerns last week were that Scott's so deep at Arnold's and it's that classic, founder who's in the first year who just can't, it's hard to see the forest through the trees. And even if a great opportunity comes along, you just can't, get enough perspective to make a logical decision. And look, I guess our prediction was that Scott was going to call me back and say that and say, hey, love the opportunity, but unfortunately it's just not good timing for me. Yeah, and that's exactly what happened. That's literally what happened, right? So it was almost like the next day, or it might have been an hour after we recorded. Yeah. It actually was. Yeah. And he rang me. I was like, fuck, that's kind of on cue, and said exactly that. And I can't remember whether I said it in the podcast or not, but my response to that was going to be, hey, at least give me one more chance to convince you. Yeah. And then if it's still not clicking, then fine, don't sweat it.
And so I said that to him and he jumped at that chance. He was like, yeah, man, I'd value that, come out and see me. So went out and saw him at Arnold's on Monday and just laid it all out, based on, everything I could see and why I thought it worked, and just tried to paint the really clear, logical picture. And yesterday or the day before, he sent me a text message with 2 words in it. I'm in.
And then you were in the middle of something. You called me. He's like, you were like, just call Scott. He texted me, I'm in. I was like, I think you probably would have heard the exhale.
Yeah, it's huge.
Because
I heard it from Bendigo.
Yeah, exactly. Which I think speaks volumes to the guy he is and how much we want him on the project of being like, I honestly, to be honest, I thought he wasn't going to do it.
Right.
And that's just my brain pre-preparing for the no to then feel better about it.
Sure.
So when it was like, yes, I was like, I just overshot my happiness for it.
Yeah.
And I was like, yes.
Yeah, it's huge.
I was in the paint shop getting samples for the pub when you called. And the lady helping me with the colour probably heard most of the conversation.
Classic.
And so it went from being a normal paint transaction to her being like, oh, so what are you opening?
Awesome. And how was the phone call with Scott?
Yeah, it was good. It was really good. And I mentioned a couple of things that he told us, which I won't talk about here, but that he wanted to do and have in place before making that call.
Yep.
And he actually, those things weren't quite in place, but he's like, well, I want to do it.
Yeah.
And I need to find a way to just adjust those things.
Yep.
And
and now he's got us to help.
Exactly.
With all
and
those
we're stoked
things.
to help
exactly.
in that space anyway. So, I'm excited to have him lead that food program, and just knowing that we're on the same page with the brief and knowing the food will be great. And it's awesome.
I think we don't need to go into any details in terms of like Scott's personal life, or his personal situation. But the one thing I would say that I think is kind of cool is that, like, just as someone who's known Scott for ages and is a good mate, it's like, one thing I feel really good about is that fact that him taking this on means he gets our help.
Yeah.
Because one of the things I sort of had said to him is like, man, if you go get a job, in the role that he should be in his calling in life is to be in, an executive capacity of some sort.
Yeah.
He could do any part of that, but whichever one he chooses. And so if you go do that, you're going to work for a group or a company that is not going to embrace your restaurant as a side hustle.
Yeah.
They're not going to see it as, that's a cool thing that you do. We want to support you. They're going to just see it as something that gets in the way.
Yeah. It'll be annoying for them.
Yeah. Whereas we're actually like, no, we're embracing it to the point where we'll help you with your bookkeeping and whatever you need.
Whatever you need. Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel really good about that. This episode of the Pinnacle podcast is brought to you by Industry Kitchens. Now, if you don't know Industry Kitchens and you haven't yet met Tim Keenan, I'd strongly suggest you remedy that pretty quick, especially if you actually need anything in the kitchen world. I'm talking catering equipment, any kitchen equipment, commercial refrigeration, dishwashers. I mean, these guys literally have everything right down to chemicals and stuff that you need on the weekly. Now, why I rave about these guys is because it's not just about getting the right price, right? Like, where Tim adds a lot of value is he makes sure that you actually get the right product, okay? And that adds a whole ton of value on top of the actual price as well. So the biggest difference I've experienced with these guys over the years is that Tim's a chef. Often when you're dealing with sales reps in this sector, they might be really great salespeople and they've worked in sales for a long time, but they haven't actually worked in kitchens. So with Tim, you're getting someone who can bridge the gap between what you know about your product and your kitchen and what you might not know about opportunities in terms of equipment, even right down to sizes and dimensions and options. So pretty much anyone who consults Tim is going to save money, not just on equipment, but through just better efficiency and logistics. I've recommended Tim to a bunch of people over the years, and every single time it comes back with the most glowing endorsement. So if you need anything at all, highly recommend you find these guys and get in touch. Put them on your radar, and I promise you won't regret it. Thanks to Industry Kitchens. You've been an amazing sponsor of the show. Okay, and then front of house.
Front of house. So for the last couple of months, I've been chatting with, I don't think we've touched on this podcast yet, but that I'm a co-owner of Reed House and helped Mark and Beck open the venue. I don't operate it day to day. They do a great job of that. But had been discussing with Jamie, who's the 2IC front of house there, about her future and how she wanted to develop, and she approached me about it, and really liked what we were doing at PAX, and always sort of, always saw her as a potential person who could be a future PAX person. From an operations perspective. And now with the timing of the pub, I kind of see that PAX ops person can become a reality, and their first project is run the pub and get it up and going. And the idea of having someone that we know and trust and that has such a great presence on the floor. And in the way we're pitching the pub around that real classic community style pub that we want to build rapport and all that sort of thing, like she's the right person to do that.
But is it a bit close to home? Like, is there any beef with Mark or Beck?
Big beef with Mark and Beck. Fight to the death for Jamie. No, it's actually something that the guys spoke to me about early doors.
Mark and Beck, you mean?
Yeah, because they know there's a ceiling at Reed. And
sure.
The whole thing is like, well, if Reed doesn't expand, then we'd probably lose a couple of people, which is very natural with people that want to grow in small business. It's like the owners work in the business. So she's done such a great job over a year of being there. And Reed will go into the next evolution of that team and what that looks like, and actually presents a bit of an opportunity to look at that sort of skills matrix across the team, front of house, and then understanding who we're plugging in for those roles rather than just rehiring the same thing again.
It's great.
Yeah.
So, raised a bunch of money, found a chef, found a VM, got some paint samples, got a good handover from the owner.
Yeah.
That is already a big week.
It's a big week.
What, anything else you throw in there?
I mean, more in the sort of build space because it is a minimal build we're doing. Yeah. But I met with Ryan Beadle from Andy Ryan, who I've used for pretty much all my fit outs, who are going to do the bar top and the bench seat and that sort of stuff. So he came in and measured up. This is the most straightforward thing he's done for us. Probably a bit of an annoying project, to be honest, considering the size of stuff they do now.
Yeah, sure.
Like they did the 3 horses fit out. They did Caretakers, Reed House.
Oh, okay.
Capitano, Harriet.
Oh, wow.
They've done some awesome spaces. And so, the bar top and bench seat's probably a bit of an annoyance. So sorry, Ryan, if you listen to this, but appreciate your work, mate.
Any out of all the stuff that's happened last week, like, was there a biggest kind of conflict or anything that you're most stressed about?
I mean, a week ago, exactly, or a bit more, I was not stressed, but I was like, fuck, there's still a lot of those things to drop. But now that we've literally had such a great week of some, half the investment dropping, Scott, Jamie, Hando, it's like starts to feel like there's less, again, it's like there's more known knowns now. And I'm not stressed. The only thing I'm stressed about is that there isn't a stress this week.
Yeah, it's like, where is it coming?
Yeah, I said to someone yesterday, I was like, I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. It's going to drop somewhere. I said to you, it's you too. Yeah. It's all feeling pretty good. But, it's December for whatever it is, day 3. I'm sure it'll come. Yeah. It always does.
The universe is just like sitting there biding its time.
Exactly.
With a smirk
it's
on
like,
its face.
You keep being happy, Michael. I'm coming. Yeah.
Okay. Anything from a spoiler alert perspective, can you share anything product wise, menu wise that people can kind of I don't know, have you thought about anything that you think, that's definitely happening?
Well, not from a food perspective, because we'll work on that with Scott. I think from a booze perspective, I've started writing the beer lists, which is really exciting for me.
Cool. What's on it? Can you?
Some pretty classics. So there's this fight whether we have Cullen Draft on.
Oh, surely you have to.
It's on.
Yeah.
It's definitely
How can
on.
you not do that?
Yeah.
Wait, who was arguing to not put it on?
Tim Varney.
Oh, come on, bro.
Classic. No, but he knows it's needed, but he just won't drink it.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, which is fine.
No one's going to force you to drink it.
It's like, I know that we have to have an IPA on, and I don't like IPAs though. So it's like, well, it's got to go on.
Exactly.
I had a really great meeting actually a bit more than a week ago, but we didn't talk about was with an old mate, Ashley Huntington from 2 Metre Tall.
Okay.
Down in Tassie.
Oh, yeah, right.
And I've worked with him for so many years and love his products, and definitely going to put one of his beers on tap. That'll be our wildest drink on for sure.
Okay.
90 8% of what we do in the drink space is going to be really accessible from a product point of view. It's not going to be polarizing or anything, but then there's going to be a bit of a sprinkling on the booze list that'll be like really interesting stuff. And we don't need to move crazy amounts of it, but I just want our team to love those products and be able to sell them to customers that would normally try them.
Yeah.
I don't want to be like an evangelical place and be like, well, we're going to tell you what is great. That's not what the pub's for.
That.
It's
I don't
more
think
about
any business can do that anymore.
No, it's more about discovery.
Yeah,
so like
cool.
the regular that comes in twice a week and drinks the same beer, it's like, yeah, that's fine. But the one that comes in and like always wants to try something different and is a bit flexible, it's like they're the people you like slowly slide, Ashley's beers in front of and win them over, and then you can expand from there. And they go, fuck, I'm so glad you gave me a taste of that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I really want to give our team license to do that, like give tastes and talk about it and that sort of thing. So, the initial idea with Ashley was I wanted to do an old school hand pump.
Oh, that would have been so dope.
Yeah, but his worry, and mine as well after speaking to him, is just the volume piece, and there's a lot of management that needs to happen with those.
Pump.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's a little corny keg and you have to degas it, a bit of management with not in the right hands could go a bit awry. So we're going to start with a normal tap and see how that goes with volume, and then come winter into spring next year,
see if there's a place for it.
Yeah, and we've mapped out where it could sit if we do action the hand pump.
This episode's community advertisement is brought to you by Industry Kitchens. Today, we are featuring ASRC Catering, which is the Asylum Seeker Resource Centre catering business. They've given me a beautiful little script here, so I'm just going to read it word for word. ASRC Catering creates fresh, healthy food that's bursting with flavours from around the world. As an award-winning social enterprise of the Asylum Seeker Resource Centre, we exist to create pathways to employment for people seeking asylum. We offer training, mentoring, and paid work through our catering services. Food is not just at the heart of our business, it's at the heart of our community. Our food is influenced by the flavours and traditions of the diverse cultures of our staff who have come to Australia from across the globe to seek safety and start a new life. Bring a taste of the world to your event and help create positive change for people seeking asylum. Contact us on 03 99 39 6320. There you have it. Next time you need to get some catering, hit up these guys. Hey, question without notice. Like when you're planning the menu and everything, how are you planning to validate your assumptions from a product market fit perspective?
Overall, or like the really nitty gritty stuff as well?
I mean, everything, right? Like, if you think about it, we're kind of going, right, this is what the deal is. This is how we see it. It's, stewardship. It's, just make it a good pub again. Don't do anything crazy. But we haven't tested whether that's what the public want or not. I mean, don't get me wrong. We have obviously done research and kind of validated it somewhat from the perspective of like, okay, well, we know what is working in the area and surrounds and in that category. So that's fine. But it's not like we've gone and like run a focus group that creates the Toyota Prius.
No.
So how would you, do you think we need to do that? Are we going to do that? Is there?
I think, it'd be great if we did it, obviously. Like there's no downside.
Yeah.
But with saying that, a pub is quite a unique style of venue that the parameters are kind of there, and there's obviously variations on those parameters with what people put together. But just from, say, let's think about the beer list specifically, like there's 10 taps, and currently they don't have Carlton Draft and they don't have any of those big beers. The biggest beer they have is Guinness, which we'll be keeping. But it's kind of just like the known knowns around like, okay, what do we know is pouring well or a lot of in other pubs, right? It's not that we copy, but we need to have something that fills that bucket, right?
Yeah.
Right now, hazies are like the thing. Are they my sort of thing? No. Again, like the IPA idea, it's just like, well, I don't necessarily need to love it to put it on because I know it'll sell. Same with Guinness, like that is the beer of the moment, right? So it's validating just through the knowledge of what's happening, but it's not hard data.
But let's go a step further. Like, what I think would be great to do is like tonight, let's join the local Facebook group.
Yeah.
And try and get a voice, or try to get a sense of what the voice of the community is saying. But also what would be dope is to announce it there that, hey, we're taking over this and here's what we're planning to do.
Yeah.
And throw up in the comments what you think.
Yeah.
But also here's a survey.
Here's a survey,
If you want to fill it out. But also then follow that up with hey, let's do a couple of focus groups.
Yeah.
And just be like, maybe after we get the keys or something, be like, come in, be a pizza on us, and let's just ask them a shitload of questions. Around how do you dine? When do you like to go out? How much do you roughly spend? Do you know what I mean? Like just some broad questions and try to get a sense of what their needs are, not what their wants are.
I think the Facebook group thing is a good idea because it hones in on a specific demographic for sure that are on those groups. And they'd certainly be the demographic we want in anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think starting with the survey would be awesome.
Because I think it's just it's such a good like just say for instance, you go on the Facebook group and you go, oh man, there's like all these people. There's one of the common threads that we're seeing on there is people having their pot plants stolen from out the front of their house.
Yeah.
We could just be like, all right, when we're opening in the first week, we're going to give free pot plants away to the locals because there's a nursery next door. So I just think there's
Wait, is that your idea for the week?
No, but fucking hey, maybe
good.
I'll save my other idea for next week.
Give me this week's idea.
All right, jump to this week's idea. So first, recap from last week.
Yeah.
What was my idea again?
Important because it's going to be done. Is advertising local businesses on the pots.
On the pot glasses and the pint glasses. So where did you land with that?
I really thought I was going to get a chance to be like, this is absolutely no way this is going to work. But then after thinking about it for a couple of days, I was like, this is really great.
Yeah.
Like it fits the community pub aspect.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should really lean into the hospo side. It doesn't solely have to be hospo businesses, but it's really about creating, like trying to nestle into that community in a nice way.
Cool.
And there's venues in that little pocket that we love.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Campbell at Public Wine Shop, Standing Room Coffee, Loaf of Bread.
That chicken shop.
What's it called?
Super Rooster or something?
Super Rooster?
It's so good.
Super Rooster?
Something like that.
Yeah.
It's been there for so long and it's so elite.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And just classic things like that. It's like, I'm just trying to think of how much it's going to cost to print heaps of different brands now.
Someone will figure out a way to
I need to get it done by the end of the year.
True.
So it's in line for printing
so
in Jan.
Some people.
Yeah. So I think Tim's going to mock up some glassware.
Cool.
Just on a deck or like on a one pager. So then we can hit up the people we know at least to start with. So it's quick and be like, hey, all you need to do is provide your logo.
Yeah.
That's it.
So
we'll throw in a pot glass. That's pretty cool.
Good. Community glass. Not quite the same ring as community cup, but
close.
All right. So idea for this week.
Yep.
All right. So it's not quite on the same scale as the glasses, but it's very nostalgic.
Sure.
So let me ask you guys, I feel like vinegar has had a really big fall from grace when it comes to vinegar on hot chips.
Oof.
When did that stop? Vinegar on hot chips used to be as like important as tomato sauce and salt.
It was the choice, right?
It was, but it was always there, right? Every time you get hot chips, there was a little bottle of vinegar to douse it in if you wanted.
Malt vinegar.
Where did that go?
I mean, first question.
Yeah.
Where did fish and chip shops go? Because there's a lot less, I reckon. Surely.
I don't know about that.
Are you eating as much fish and chips as what you used to?
Yeah, I am.
More probably with the kids?
We do it every Friday night.
Oh, there you go.
I think it's less about density necessarily. It's just more about the fact that in that echelon of business, there isn't a lot of room for saturation.
No.
It's like most suburbs, especially out where we live, you're going to have maybe 3 options if you're lucky. And there's only one of them that's really consistently good.
Yeah.
And so everyone just goes there.
Yeah.
So anyway, tangent, back to my idea. I think we should bring the vinegar on the hot chips back. So let's just put a little vinegar bottle on every table.
On the tables.
Along with the sauce.
Yeah.
So the caddy has tomato sauce.
Yep.
Vinegar.
Yes.
Salt. Pepper.
Yeah.
Cutlery.
Because, I was a big fan of the vinegar on the chips.
Yeah.
And then I just one day forgot about it and it went away.
It's just gone.
Yeah.
I mean, you lived in the UK for a bit. So that would have just been everywhere.
Yeah.
And when I was in the UK, same thing. Like I had vinegar on chips because I was there.
There's chicken salt.
Oh,
is there vinegar salt?
There actually is
Like
vinegar
how are
salt.
salt and vinegar?
Well, vinegar salt is
Salt and
just
vinegar
salt
chips
with
are-
vinegar powder.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is a thing.
Yeah.
No, but I'm thinking just nostalgically.
You want to sprinkle that over it.
My first association with the vinegar on the chips, if I think back to my earliest memories of it, it would be at the swimming pool.
Swimming pool.
At the swimming pool kiosk.
Getting hot chips.
Yeah, you get hot chips and then there's vinegar there and you put the vinegar on and it's like, oh, this is amazing. Why doesn't everyone do this? But when I think about it as well, I think about, do you know the bottles I'm talking about?
Yes.
Those glass ones with the
And
metal top.
it's got a metal top that restricts the flow.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. It's those
So you can
little-
really douse it on properly
you
without
gotta
getting them
fucking
soggy. You
shake
got to
it in
really
there.
go for it to get it on.
Let's bring that back.
I like it.
Well, running past our head chef.
Yeah.
We don't-
partner.
Scott will be all over
Scott will
that.
be like, it's already on the list. One step ahead of you. I've already ordered the bottles.
Yeah, okay, that's gold.
I do love
Without going too far, you have the giant jar of pickled onions on
that.
the
On the
bar.
bar. And pickled, some places you go to it's
Pickled
like,
eggs.
Pickled eggs.
Yeah.
Like, who's eating that?
I know.
Right.
Well, I'll tell you another one on the fish and chip. I think we're about to wrap this up, so I can go on a quick tangent here. But like the other thing that I've always thought about with the fish and chip shop, like first question is if you think about the best fish and chips you've ever had, was it in a pub or at a fish and chip shop?
There's that a fish and chip shop.
Same.
In Scotland.
Okay, mine was in Victoria, but I also asked the question, you know when you go into every single fish and chip shop, who the fuck is not getting the flake? There's always a menu.
There's always
on
other fish.
Who is ordering the other fish?
I think this is a real Australian thing though, because in the UK, it's always cod is the main one.
Yeah.
But the other ones that you're referring to do get ordered regularly.
Do they?
Yeah,
In
because
the
people have a
UK?
bit of you get
Yeah, it's
asked.
haddock
It's like,
and
are you a
pike
cod person or a
and-
haddock person or a pike person?
I didn't realise that.
Whereas in Australia,
You flake.
there's heaps of people that would be like,
We're eating sharks, mate.
yeah. Well, that's what's the weird thing. Like, no one would associate it. A lot of people don't associate it with shark. They just
Yeah.
go flake, whatever.
flake, yeah.
It's like, yeah, it's shark, man.
But who
It's delicious.
Like, have either of you ever ordered the other fish?
only at kind of like quote unquote fancy fish and chip shops.
Okay, sure,
Yeah.
sure.
And it'd be grilled, not fried.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
okay. Got
When
it.
you fry it, yeah, there's something about flake that's so good.
It's so good.
Yeah, flake is good.
Yeah.
yeah, anyway, fish and chip shop.
It's
I haven't ordered
it's the
fish
meat
chips for so
lovers, the meat lovers fish, isn't it?
I tell you what you got to do. You know what you need to do? Go to Eltham and go
Yeah.
to the Eltham Fish and Chip Shop
Eltham
on
Fish and
Dudley
Chip Shop.
Street. It is elite. It is honestly, it's not trying to be anything it's not, but it's run by these old Japanese guys that are just
there we go.
fucking, the oil is clean, everything's at temp, it's fucking fast,
Japanese.
it's consistent.
Japanese fish and chips.
Yeah, it kind of is.
Legends.
It's all no, it's like an Australian vehicle
Yeah,
with a
yeah.
Japanese
yeah,
engine.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, yeah.
Tempura
The ops,
batter.
the ops are Japanese. It's like,
and it's honestly every single time perfect.
it's like German engineering. You just know it's going to be good.
Yeah, and you know, the best thing is, in the 3 years I've lived in Eltham, I've gone there every Friday for fish and chips,
That's
and I've
wild.
never had anything more than just a nod.
Oh my God, I love
Doesn't
it.
know my name, doesn't give
Yeah.
a shit. It's just a nod
I
when
really
you come
love
in
that.
and nod when
Oh,
you
well, there's
leave.
nowhere near us that has good fish and chips, so that's the closest.
That's the spot.
Gonna
All
hit
right,
it.
we're talking shit now. Let's wrap this up.
Beautiful.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you so much for listening to the Pinnicast. We're super stoked to be bringing this series to you, so we hope you found it informative. We would love to hear from you. We'd love some feedback. Any thoughts you have around how we're going about it would be really, really welcomed. So hit us up at hello@pax.melbourne and we will definitely be all ears and we'll respond. Lastly, just want to say massive thanks again to Industry Kitchens, to Poster Boy Media. Without them, none of this would be possible. So yeah, massive, massive shout out. We're really looking forward to bringing you more. Cheers.